Andrew,
Hey,
Dallas just tied up the series.
oof,
Who, who's winning?
because I'm Canadian, because we are Canadian, and I want to see the Cup finally come back to Canada, even though it's highly likely they're going to allow it to happen. The Oilers.
Welcome back to DA Wrestling Podcast. It's your boys Doug and Andrew. We're back. Today was King and Queen of the Ring. We'll briefly go over what happened on Smackdown last night that got us here. And at the end, we'll give you guys the double or nothing rundown,
Double or nothing.
which is tomorrow night.
God, that came up quick.
Yeah. Well,
That really came up quick.
we'll
And
talk
there's also,
we'll talk about
oh,
what's coming up quick, okay?
and before we do too, I want to say they finally came out with it. MJF has re-signed, so
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I was
know.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's
I still don't, because of how, yes, kayfabe Max is.
mhm.
Um, I'm still not gonna believe it till he signs or till he shows up. I believe it, but I'm not gonna trust Fightful on this one.
Fair enough.
I don't know. There's
Well,
still
it's
he's created that shred of doubt. I don't
yeah,
know,
it's if he's I think if you, you know what? I think if he would have signed somewhere else right now, I think they already would have mentioned it.
but I did hear that if he has resigned, then he will probably be back for Forbidden Door season.
That's the rumor I've heard right now is that he's
Yeah,
coming back probably for Forbidden Door. So that should
which
be interesting
is
to see what.
the end of next month.
Yeah, it's not far away.
Anyways, yeah. So SmackDown last night, right?
SmackDown last night was decent at best. I mean, it was definitely like it's always fine. It's like I always find when they do SmackDowns nowadays because it seems to start becoming the norm. When they go somewhere else for a pay per view, they do a SmackDown now, which is actually really nice. They don't bother pre-recording it now. They kind of just go there, do the SmackDown, and then which makes it a little more interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm quite like I this thing. Oh yeah, actually, the best match of that whole card was Tamatonga versus Randy Orton.
And I was right though. Kevin Owens came back.
Yes, you were. It was good though.
Yeah.
Like the Logan Paul and Cody faced off, and Cody just basically crapped on Paul for the most part.
Yeah, Cody cooked.
Yeah, he cooked him well. Um, no, it was
Medium.
just was that?
He cooked him medium well.
Yeah, I'd say so. And it was like it was a SmackDown before the show the next day, and it was good. Like it wasn't much to really build. Like it was just really pushing King and Queen of the Ring tomorrow the next day. Um, Nia Jax beating Bianca Belair wasn't really a surprise considering they
The
used
knee.
the whole knee thing.
Yep.
Um,
Although she looked fine. She looked fine in that tag title defense.
yeah, I believe that. I didn't get a chance to watch that today because I was at work.
No, it's the only match I didn't really watch, but
I also had
uh
no interest in it.
same. It was on the kickoff show, and when I decided to actually sit down and watch it at about 7 o'clock tonight,
Yeah,
um, yeah, it was. I mean, pre-show wasn't even on the recording, so
yeah, this wasn't.
I didn't bother. But yeah, I guess jumping right in.
It's it's just get ready to King of the Ring.
Bianca and Jade defended against Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell
Yeah,
and beat them soundly.
yeah, I wasn't. That's until they start doing more Candice LeRae and Andy Hartwell and more about those with those two, they're not going to be considered legitimate threats to those tag team titles for the time being. And quite frankly, that's just a fact. It doesn't really matter what anybody thinks about that. Like those two aren't going to lose the titles until
Yep.
at least SummerSlam, if not longer.
Well, I think the only way they actually lose because of A, the star power of Bianca,
Yeah,
and B, like the power demonstrated in the women's division
yeah,
by them. It's going to take one turning on the other. in order for them to lose the title.
And I really hope it's Bianca that turns.
Me too.
I don't think Jade to me doesn't need to be turned. We've seen her as a heel in AEW, and that was fine.
There
I don't
was
think
one
she
thing.
needs to be I don't think she needs to be a heel at all for at least a year.
There was one thing, one promo I saw from SmackDown last night.
Sure.
AJ Styles going into Nick Aldis's office.
Yes, that was interesting actually.
And basically asking for another chance at he wants the winner of Cody and Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Well, Nick says, personally I'd do it. Professionally I can't. You got to earn it, and it's going to take time.
Yep.
And AJ Styles has been the growing theme over the last couple of weeks since Backlash.
Yeah.
He's using the fact that he's 46 years old.
Yeah.
And putting it into his character and saying to Nick, like, I don't have time.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So I thought that was fascinating. And I wonder where that goes, especially with what happened in the King of the Ring. Cody's challenger is still wide open.
Oh, absolutely. Let's get completely into the show here. The show opened up with Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch. I thought it was good. My only complaint, well, first couple things. I really like the suit that Becky came out with. That was nice.
That was cool. A
Re-
Peaky Blinders thing.
yeah, I've never seen Peaky Blinders, but I hear a lot of good things about it. I really gotta watch it one day. I don't know. Is it just me, or does I'm starting to wonder if Dominic Mysterio really is Eddie Guerrero's illegitimate son, because he's starting to look a lot more like Eddie, especially in the younger years. He
Man,
really is. I swear to God, he's literally looking a lot like Eddie.
not even gonna touch that.
Right.
Anyway,
But
Dom played a factor.
he did.
He slid a chair into the ring.
Yep.
At the end, as Becky was about to pick it up, Liv hit a DDT on Becky.
Yep.
Hit Oblivion. We got a new champion. It's Liv Morgan. I think we saw this coming.
We saw it coming, and I think my only complaint with it is that you could have just done this at the Battle Royal a couple weeks ago. I mean, I didn't feel the need to have. I understand.
No.
I understand why. I understand what you're probably going to say.
Yeah.
I'm just saying though, you could have just had Becky as the challenger, then have Liv beat her that way instead of just doing it this way for the title. It's beating Becky Lynch, whether it be for the title or beating Becky Lynch, who's coming after the title, is going to make a difference to Liv, because it's going to help her career no matter what.
Right, but what I was going to say is that it means a little bit more to build up to the Becky match and have her beat Becky, as opposed to her just winning it in a throwaway battle royal because Rhea got hurt.
To be honest, I'd rather we just have them do a tournament.
Because, well, they weren't going to do that when they already had the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring going. But what I was going to say is, Becky beating somebody of note, or sorry, Liv beating somebody of note like Becky, means more in the grand scheme of things than just her winning a battle royal, because Becky winning the battle royal kind of amplified the
story,
whole Liv Morgan revenge tour thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think that it made more sense to do it here.
That's fair.
And Becky mentioned later in the show that she's going to want a rematch on Monday.
Yeah, which I think Liv's going to win anyway.
Yep.
To be honest, both opinions I think are very valid. I think either opinions, you take either opinion as whatever it is you want to take it as. I have my feeling, you have your feeling on it. We're both not really wrong in either or, so it's kind of just take it as however you want to take it.
Perception is reality.
Do you want to go match by match this one now, or you just want to go, because I have a list here of the matches, or we just want to go match by match?
Yeah, we could just go match by match. Triple threat match was next. Yep. Sami Zayn, Bronson Reed, Chad Gable, who only wanted Otis at ringside with him instead of him and Maxine.
Yeah.
Sammy came out to a huge ovation wearing traditional Arabic garb,
Yeah.
like he did last year in Saudi Arabia.
Which was his first time last year actually in Saudi Arabia.
I know that.
Yeah.
I
I
know.
know. Just want to reiterate to our
Yeah.
viewers that is what it is. So,
But yeah, got to a point I was half right.
okay.
Otis didn't turn on Gable, but he cost
Mm-hmm.
Gable the match.
Mm-hmm.
Got to a point where Gable's trying to get Otis to attack like he has the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And he slaps Otis, picks Sammy up, and Sammy ducks. Otis just pulls over Gable. Sammy escapes back into the ring, hits a Luva kick on Bronson Reed, and Sammy retains.
I think they're gonna save this one for Clash of the Castle.
Which
The Sami Zayn dropping the title to Gable at Clash of the Castle.
I think,
I think so. That's the next one. If not SummerSlam,
well,
I just don't see like you could. And to be honest with you, when I think about it now,
mm,
I remember when this whole thing started with Alpha Academy in general. Otis is already heel and sided alongside Gable at the time. They're kind of a heel faction to begin, especially turning into a comedic act.
mm,
So I don't think we really need. I mean, I kind of rather just have do the heel thing again, but do it better. But same time too, I think it's run its course with Otis.
well, that's the thing. The pandemic killed his momentum. Like
Yeah,
he had that really hot story with Mandy Rose,
yeah,
um, leading into WrestleMania 36.
yeah,
But then crowds went away for a year and a half. It killed his momentum.
yeah.
And
Because he got the belt, he got the briefcase.
he got Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which was I'm not gonna lie to you, like I thought that money bag was quite fun. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Oh, that match.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
that match was a lot of fun. I mean, I know
The
a lot of
Senate.
people I know some people like the crap on things like that, but I think to me, I thought it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah. Like, especially given the time period.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, yeah. So, um, I think they may run Otis by himself again. I think that's what this is leading to.
I think you should have sent him back to NXT.
Do you want to hear the theory I heard
What's your
today?
theory?
The theory I heard today is there's a grand plan that involves Sami Zayn that results in Gunther versus Ilya Dragunov at Bash of Berlin.
I can
And
see that.
here's how you achieve this. Okay. Somewhere between now and Money in the Bank, Chad Gable beats Sami Zayn.
I can see that.
We're going to talk about the match in a couple of minutes, but Gunther has beaten Randy Orton.
Yeah.
He is king of the ring. He will get a world title match at SummerSlam. Now, what was also announced tonight was at Clash at the Castle,
Yeah.
like we suspected.
Yeah.
It's going to be Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Now, what you do here? Okay. Remember that Punk costing Drew thing that I talked about?
Yeah. I think we've kind of like being like like a dead horse at this point.
Right. So you have Priest retain, right?
Yeah.
The next one's Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
And this is where you have, Priest beat his challenger, but Finn turns on him and leaves Damian Lane. And
I think that's coming. Yeah.
earlier in the night, you have Sami Zayn win Money in the Bank.
Okay.
Have Sami Zayn cash in on Damian Priest. Sami Zayn's the heavyweight champion. And it leads into SummerSlam
Mm-hmm.
with Gunther and Sammy, where Gunther can avenge his loss at WrestleMania to Sammy
Okay.
and take the world title.
Mm-hmm.
And that would leave Gunther with only one other guy that he hasn't avenged a loss against. And that is Ilya Dragunov.
So
that would be your main event 3 weeks after SummerSlam at Bash in Berlin.
that's what it's for here. Drew costs. So Drew,
Punk cost Drew.
Punk costs Drew a Clash.
Yeah.
Then Sami Zayn wins Money in the Bank.
Yep.
Cashes in on Priest because Van Balor lays him out after the match or during, whatever. And then which leads to Dragunov versus
leads to Gunther and Sammy at SummerSlam.
Gunther at SummerSlam. Gunther wins, and then Gunther faces Dragunov at Berlin.
Yeah. This is not my theory. This is something I came across on the socials today.
The only problem, okay, then you have what Gunther hold the title right to Mania.
Good.
Yeah, that makes sense. But then you're gonna have to have or
even like Royal Rumble.
The only thing I see with that though is too. So I'm assuming Punk dethrones Gunther and carries that title into Mania.
I think Punk may be the one to dethrone Gunther at Mania.
What could be? I think so. So basically what you're saying is right now that Punk probably wins the Rumble.
I think so.
Fair enough. That's actually a fair theory, actually.
Unless you don't use it for a third year in a row to progress the bloodline story. Because Rumble season, Roman's going to be back. Rock's going to be back.
Yeah, right now I would have to say the favorite in order to win the Rumble this year coming up, it's either got to be Punk or it's going to be Roman.
I can see both of those.
But
I don't think you run back. I don't think you run back Roman Cody a third time at Mania.
No, I don't think you do that at all. I think you're going to run. I think at that point though, too.
Do you think The Rock gets involved before that and gets the title from Cody?
I think The Rock gets the title at Rumble.
Oh, like he did last time.
Yeah.
With Punk.
Yeah, because I'll be honest, I don't think.
So are we rewriting Punk's 2012 and 2013 for Cody Rhodes? Because that's literally what's happening.
I think that's probably what's going to happen. I just don't see The Rock winning the title, say at Mania. Sorry, at SummerSlam, right? And then holding it all the way to fucking Mania. I just don't see it happening.
He could do it. Well, he could do it because
he could do it. I just don't see
how
him
Roman defended the title.
He could do it. I just don't see him doing it that way.
But so I think.
But I could be wrong. I mean, I've been wrong before.
Of course.
It's wrestling, and things could change at a drop of a hat.
Speaking of The Rock, have you seen all this shit that Brian Gewirtz is talking?
Which stuff is it?
About how, Cody winning the Rumble was like problematic and shit. And he's just basically trying to spin this narrative that like, the whole Rock and Roman and Cody thing was supposed to go a completely different way. And
so hold on a second. So let's go a different way. Okay, so the WWE, who has been heavily criticized over the years for not doing what the fans want, all of a sudden is a problem.
So
that's kind of the gist. That's kind of what the gist is. So
here's what I understand.
Yeah.
Cody winning the Rumble this year was planned as early as when he lost at WrestleMania 39.
Yeah, it was planned like a year in advance. Almost a year. A day.
Yeah. And The Rock didn't get involved until January. And then you had all that shakeup on the board in late January.
Yeah.
And The Rock tried to kind of get weasel his way in there for the Rock Roman match, because the same thing we've all said is kind of now or never, right?
That match is going to happen
eventually.
The Rock's what, 50 something?
51, 52.
Okay, well, he looks better than most 50-year-olds. And he looked pretty good at Mania.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So, I mean.
No, I know that's how it turned out, but I'm talking about the mindset back in January.
The mindset in January was they went with the exact same thing. They didn't expect to have the big uproar the way it did with Cody. And that's what the
Right.
WWE did. They listened to what the fans wanted, as everybody criticizes about
Hmm.
over the years, historically have criticized. Now, keep in mind, that was also a different person involved. That person is no longer involved in TKO at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
So, different person. And quite frankly, they went the right way.
No, of course. I think it played out masterfully.
Yeah. And I think Cody's done so far quite a good job, right?
But at the end of the day, when you look at the payoff at the end of night 2 of WrestleMania this year,
Yeah.
what have a lot of people said? Greatest main event
Ever.
in WrestleMania history.
Yeah.
And in terms of a storytelling, you know, professional wrestling sense,
Yeah.
possibly the greatest story ever told.
Yeah.
So I think it all worked out fine, and we're gonna get this new chapter of, the Anawais and the Johnsons.
Unfortunately, eventually that bloodline story that was they were running had to end eventually.
Well, that chapter had to end.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That chapter had to leave.
That
Eventually had turn.
chapter with Roman as champion had to
Yeah.
end. You
And
could
to, of
still you could still write 2 more chapters to this,
course, right?
the way I see it.
Yeah, this whole thing is
Bloodline Civil War, and then Roman's chase back to the title.
yeah. And I think Roman's chase for the title will probably be a good one. So next
Naya
matchup,
and Lyra.
Lyra Valkyria. So I honestly thought that Lyra Valkyria was going to win this match. Couldn't be surprised when Nia Jax won.
That was a sick ass annihilator, though.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. Oh, I'm not really surprised. I shouldn't say I'm surprised. I honestly thought that Lyra Valkyria was going to win this match.
Well,
Um,
that's how you immediately get to Bailey and Nia.
yeah, because that's
Right.
kind of where they teased that last night actually on SmackDown too. Bring back a little bit of SmackDown to you guys. They teased it last night after Nia Jax made the final
Yeah.
with Bailey. It's just kind of like, so.
Hmm.
I don't know though if Nia's gonna beat Bailey. If that's the way they're gonna go, I just don't see it. I don't know yet. I'm
I
kind of
could
like
I could see it
I
happening
can see it happen. I just don't know if we're gonna go that route.
because do you want to know the last time Nia Jax was women's champion?
Alexa Bliss wasn't even pregnant yet.
Well, that's only happened once, and that was only within the last year or so.
Well, that's the last
And
time I remember she being champion was
the last time Nia Jax was champion was WrestleMania 34,
a long time ago, 6 years.
6 years ago,
Yeah,
2018.
yeah,
So I think, and especially with the way that Nia has improved since coming back last September,
yeah.
um, I think her run that she's been on has been phenomenal. And if she's the one to beat Bailey, that's perfectly cool.
If anything,
Because
it sets up Jade Cargill eventually taking off Nia.
right, exactly, because they already planted those seeds last week
Yeah,
with Nia going after Jade's daughter and shit,
yeah,
causing the disqualification.
yeah,
So now Jade has a legitimate beef
yeah.
and a reason to go after the title.
100%.
So yeah, I mean, I think that plays out perfectly fine. I mean, I told you Lyra was like the Cinderella run
Yeah,
that just happened to get ended by the vet.
yeah.
So,
That's fine. There's plenty of time for Valkyria anyway.
oh yeah,
She's new to the roster,
bright future.
and I think in time you're going to see her become the new man, the new if you want to just take over for
So
Becky Lynch.
listen, she's part of that crop of NXT stars like
Yeah,
Tiffany Stratton,
yeah,
Lyra, Yana James, Roxanne Perez,
there's
like, you know, and then on the men's side, you have Braun Breaker, Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, Tony
Dragunov.
Tony D'Angelo, Dragonov.
Yeah,
Like, This is the best NXT class they've put together in a long time.
Very true. Uh,
Gunther and Randy Orton was a sight to behold.
you
Okay.
never thought you'd think how much you wanted to see. I'll be honest, I never thought how much I wanted to see Tama Tonga versus Orton on SmackDown, and that delivered quite nicely. And this was, from what I understand, was an extremely good match itself.
Oh, very. And see, so the finish was a little controversial.
Yeah, yeah, I heard something about like
Orton was selling the knee and the back. He hits an RKO on Gunther.
yeah,
It was the second one of the match. The first one he couldn't capitalize.
yeah,
The second one he gets to the cover, but didn't have enough leverage because he was selling the knee.
mm-hmm.
And Gunther kind of cradled him. And the ref counted 3, even though Orton's shoulders were clearly up.
Wow.
And Triple H actually addressed this online,
Okay.
basically saying he saw that Orton got the short end of the stick here,
Yeah.
but the referee's decision is final. However, when Randy Orton heals up, he is willing to run back the rematch with Gunther.
I look forward to that.
And I'm all the way here for it.
Absolutely. And they
Main
made the right
event.
choice with Gunther anyway. Like,
Yeah.
I thought, like, I'm a little like, I kind of thought yesterday though with SmackDown how they taught how Cody saw Randy and they said hi and all that you might start going that way because you mentioned also too. That's the way they're gonna run the whole Cody versus Orton thing. And to be honest, they still have time to do that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So plus Gunther's gonna probably go for the Raw title anyway. It won't even go for because you can still actually
No,
do the whole.
he's got a shot against right now it's Damian Priest,
Yeah,
but it could be
it could
probably
be Drew.
one of 4 people.
Yeah,
Uh one of 4 people between now and SummerSlam.
Drew versus Gunther would be a nice match. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Priest,
Yeah,
Drew, Sammy, or Punk,
yeah, that's a good point.
right?
Uh, Cody
Uh
versus Logan Paul.
yes. So I guess like the whole story of this one was like Logan uh promised not to use the brass knucks.
Yep,
Well, that lasted all of 15 minutes.
sounds about right.
They're brawling in the crowd, heavily working over the midsection. Uh, and Logan Paul gets brass knucks from his buddy who's sitting at ringside.
Ain't that a surprise?
Yeah, just buries a shot right in Cody's stomach.
Lovely.
Uh, Rolls him into the ring. You know, he kind of gets in Michael. He tries to get at Michael Cole, but gets in Corey Graves' face.
Yeah,
Just okay. And anyways, goes inside. You know, Cody kicks out. He reversed a vertebraker at one point into a crossroads of his own.
nice.
Uh, the big spot of the match, they end up going back outside.
Yeah,
Logan Paul hits, you know, the one lucky shot,
yeah,
that right hand, and lays Cody out on the Arabic announce table. And they do this cool camera drone shot
oh yeah,
circling around
lovely.
as Cody takes a drink of Prime, spits it out like he's Triple H,
Yeah,
and does his now patented frog splash through the announce table.
nice.
Um, really cool moment. Then rolls Cody back inside, hits another frog splash, but Cody kicks out at 2. Ref goes down. Cody hits a vertebraker.
Yeah,
Logan hits a low blow, goes to set up with the Nux again, but Cody stops him, says, "I'm Cody Rhodes, bitch." Drops him with 3 crossroads. Cody retains. And when I looked at the recording, there was still 10 minutes left. And I'm like, please give me the Wyatt 6.
yeah.
No, it didn't happen. They just went off like whatever.
Lovely.
But that was King and Queen of the Ring. It's your typical Saudi show. You're going to get some good matches. It's going to look like a huge spectacle.
Yeah. It's
Um,
but to be honest, like they're like say, despite what people may think, if you take all the other stuff out, just enjoy the wrestling. That's what matters.
but
To
that's
me,
the
that's what matters.
but that's like Saudi Arabian government's whole plan is like sports washing.
Yeah, to me, I don't live there. So to me, it's not an issue. I'm just there to watch wrestling. That's all I'm there for. Right? If I want to be political, I'll have a political podcast.
That's fair.
Because I can start going off on a lot of things here in Canada.
Okay,
Okay,
let's go over Double or Nothing before we get out of here.
let's go down another. Yeah. So Moxley versus Takeshita is actually eliminator match. So I
Yeah.
kind of suspect Takeshi to win this
Oh yeah,
for sure.
because I think that would probably set up. Trying to think. Maybe the G1 final, but
Yeah.
that's all the way in July.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of when the next big New Japan show is.
Hmm.
Maybe it's Wrestling Dantaku, I
Yeah.
think. So I think they could set up the match for that. And by the way, Hiroshi Tanahashi made a surprise appearance to wrestle on the main event of Collision tonight.
Nice.
Go Ace. Uh, yeah. So yeah, catch me up, dude.
All right. So, um, so I'll match of the card. You have Thunder Rosa versus Yana Peraza, just a regular singles match. I mean,
Don't know, don't
I
care.
don't care. I'm sure Peraza's going to win
I'll be
that.
honest. I'll be honest. Probably Deanna needs this more than
Yeah,
Thunder
I'm
Rosa.
going to say probably Yana Peraza wins that.
Yeah.
You have the Acclaimed versus the Gates of Agony. Kate trios match. Who cares?
The Acclaimed
Uh,
is so cooked.
yeah, they are. They're done. Roderick Strong versus Will Ospreay. Singles match for international championship. Uh,
The promos in leading up to this
did
match
you
have
see Will Ospreay's on
so
Twitter?
good. I haven't watched the one where he was all bloody after Dynamite yet,
Oh, he
but
did
just
say, oh, that was good.
okay. But I did watch the one last week when they had the whole face to face in the
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Um, I'm pulling for my guy Osprey here.
I think Strong's gonna win. I think Ospreay should win, but I think Strong's gonna win. With obviously with outside interference between with Taven or Bennett or both
And Wardlow.
and
Never forget
Wardlow.
about Wardlow.
Yeah, I think he's probably gonna win that. I just think Strong's gonna win. I don't think right now Osprey really needs the title. I think I'd rather have him go for the big title at All In against the guy we'll
Swerve.
get to later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Copeland versus Malachi Black.
In a barbed wire steel
A
cage
cage
match.
match. Um, I like both guys.
Now, little disclaimer here.
Yeah.
We were talking about this just before we hit record.
Yep.
Adam Copeland on Collision tonight added a stipulation to this match.
Yep.
If Malachi Black wins,
Yep.
Adam Copeland's going to join the House of Black.
Yep. I'm
If
cool with
Adam,
that.
if Adam Copeland wins, the House of Black has got to join Adam Copeland.
I'm cool with that too.
So, yeah, there's actual stakes attached to this match, and it's for the TNT title.
Yep. AAW TNT title. Yes.
Okay,
I'm
so
okay with either. I really don't care who wins this match. I like both guys, so I'm good with either or who wins this. And I'm
you
cool
know
with both
what? Please,
stipulations.
please just give Malachi a win,
But
please.
well, he's 6-0 apparently this year. Um, I prefer actually to be honest with you, I'd rather have Black win it. I like to see how the Black get the title of this one. Uh, so trios match for the Unified World Tag Team titles: Bang Bang Gang versus Death Triangle.
Death Triangle, please.
Yeah, I think it's time for Death Triangle to finally get those titles.
Yep.
And
I think they can like bring them out of the funk they've been in
yeah,
since the Acclaimed got them.
yeah, they kind of been honestly since the belts went when the Acclaim beat the House of Black. That's kind of where it started to go really downhill with those titles. Not. Look, those out there before you give any kind of hate comment down below. It's okay if you guys do, but just to tell you this right now, we don't hate the Acclaimed. We don't hate anything with them.
Max Caster's kind of a douchebag, but
Oh yeah, but let's be honest. If you look at like how those titles were treated with the House of Black, and then how they were treated with the Acclaimed, two different worlds.
there's a reason why they had to unify them with the ROH six man.
Yeah, the House of Black had the trios titles, and they were perfectly fine, and they could have kept them on for a while.
Anyways,
Chris Jericho against Shibata and the Hook for the FTW title. I don't see
you know
Jericho
what?
winning. I don't see Jericho losing this yet.
But you know what? Still, like, it's funny. I don't even put my wrestling brain on when it comes to AEW because I just enjoy just
Watching matches.
yeah. Give me my boy Shibata.
I like to see Shibata win it, but I just don't see Jericho losing it though. Yeah,
Because
just
you're not
not at least not yet.
listen, you're not going to give the title back to Hook for a third time.
No.
Hook's got to move on from this.
Yeah.
Okay.
You will.
Whatever. Jericho can keep it or Shibata can beat him for it. I don't
Yeah.
even give a shit.
Absolutely. Moxley versus Takeshita. I think we know this already. Takeshita's going to win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony Storm versus Serena Deeb. There's no way Tony Storm's leading this match.
Is Tony Storm still the women's champion?
Absolutely, she is.
Okay. Yeah, no. Tony Storm for sure.
Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Monet.
As much as I like Willow, this has been telegraphed for months.
Absolutely.
Okay? Look, if you think Mercedes Monet is going to lose her debut match in AEW,
He's got nothing coming.
you're out of your mind. And also, the last time these two were in the ring is why Mercedes has been on the shelf for fucking 18 months.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. Next match. Elite versus Okada, Jack Perry, the Young Bucks versus Daniel Bryan, Darby Allin, FTR. Anarchy in the Arena match. I see the Elite winning this.
I could see Team Elite winning this as well, but it would not shock me if Team AEW wins.
No, I wouldn't be surprised either. Last match. Swerve versus Cage. We talked about how we thought Swerve's going to probably face Osprey or like to face Osprey at All In.
It's a better match than Cage.
Absolutely,
do not even speak that into existence.
I don't even think Cage is going to win. I think Swerve's going to win fairly convincingly. I mean, I think there'll be shenanigans by Cage, but Cage doesn't need the title.
No,
He doesn't. So Swerve, keep it on Swerve. Let him see what you can do with him for a long time. Let him see what he can do with it.
well, that's the thing, right? Like, so Swerve got it last month at what? What was the show?
Dynasty?
Dynasty?
And you beat Samoa Joe.
You're right.
So
he holds it for what? 4 months?
yeah, let him see what he can do with it. Because I think
Holds it for 4 months because listen, the easiest booking decision of your life is going to be putting the AEW World Title on Will Ospreay at All In.
this is what's going to happen. I think Swerve's going to hold it to Ospreay. I think the person who beats Ospreay is going to be Adam Cole whenever he's healthy. Then you set up Cole versus MJF for that title again. But who knows?
Yeah, I hope they don't drag out the conclusion of that very long once MJF gets back.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're just holding off till Cole's almost ready. Then you can reintroduce MJF, right?
Yeah.
And have him start going through the Undisputed Kingdom.
Yeah. Which in that time too, where you can actually even get, to be honest, even if you have Cole beat Swerve, I think Cole faces Osprey. I'm still not upset with that.
Oh, of course. But
But
whatever.
I think MJF is the end game for that title.
That's the thing. I think that MJF is back before all it because you want MJF on that card.
Yeah. I'm just saying though, I think MJF is the end all for that title for this whole thing. I think Osprey, if Osprey wins and all in, I think he loses it to MJF. A heel MJF.
No,
Oh, maybe. Who knows?
look, Max has a lot of juice as a babyface.
He's
He
kind of
was,
he's in the middle. He's not really a babyface because he just still rips on
oh
stuff.
no, by the end of that run,
He's probably full babyface.
he was full baby. Okay. And he organically turned, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
He organically turned.
Mhm.
So now our scumbag, it will come back. He will still be our scumbag. He's gonna take care of Cole, then he's gonna move on to getting his title back.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Chicken butt.
Much like Kenny Omega, much like John Moxley, much like Hangman Page, you can still have them challenge for the title. They don't need to win it back,
True.
right?
Much like John, he
Not
doesn't
not
need to
for a
win it back.
while.
Yeah.
Like there's several other people that can, that are at that level that can
Yeah.
reach that accolade before you not so much need, but before there's a logical reason to put it back on any of the guys I just mentioned.
Very true.
So that will do it for our Double or Nothing preview.
That's a
Um,
wrap.
Thank you all for listening. If you like what you're hearing, go ahead, follow us on Spotify. I keep getting notifications that at the end of next month, Google Podcasts is going away. So go follow us on YouTube because that's where it's going to. DA Wrestling Podcast. Uh, Go follow us on socials. DA Sports Podcast on Instagram, DA Sports Pod on X. That handsome gentleman over there is Apricel1982 on Instagram. Andrew DA Sports on TikTok. This handsome gentleman right here with the smooth, velvety voice is D-Line1991 on X. We'll catch you down the road.
See you for Monday, everybody. It's the Raw review on Monday and the cats in the background. Have a good night, everybody. Drive safe. Don't forget to tip your waitress.